What's up everybody, this is Reset from C-Manga and welcome to my review of Fairy Tail Chapter 461, For Whose Sake Is That Parfum? Alright, so this is pretty much like a calm down chapter. I guess the main thing to come out of this week is that we find out a little bit more about wahl. That's pretty much right, well, one of the big things, there's obviously two. Wahl, he became a more interesting mage than originally thought. The robot, in fact, was just an avatar that it was controlling, which, lo and behold, something different, Obviously, everyone's there thinking, oh yeah, that can't be the end of wahl after, he got broken to pieces, so that can't be the end of him, and well, it isn't. So, obviously, I know a lot of you are thinking that, yeah, he wasn't destroyed that easy, and I guess, in a way, you're right, obviously, because, he's actually a human with the ability to kind of create machines, loads of different ones. The most interesting thing about that, actually, is just the fact that the machine he was actually controlling could also use his magic. It's kind of a really strange thing. I wouldn't have thought that would occur. Obviously, if he's controlling a robot, he's got his self into that kind of thing. Using it as an avatar. Obviously, I would have thought that okay, he wouldn't be able to use the magic, wouldn't kind of conduct through, but it did, which is kind of strange. But yeah, anyway, into the chapter itself. Raijin crew, obviously they're questioning Ichiya, like why he was there, and apparently the guy was been there the whole time since they basically decided to leave and find Luxus. It's like he had a little comedy thing. The whole time he's like, but wait a minute, I want to say something. When Gajil and that lot came, then they left, then the Raijin crew left, then Luxus left. It's like, but I still had something to say. So yeah, they all just left without so much for goodbye, and he's just there still kind of ready to say his like final words to them. In the end, I guess it was actually a really good thing that he did kind of tag along to try and say his final words, but I'll get into that a little bit later. Anyway, the head of the defeated wahl, Wahl, ended up self-destructing. In the end, it didn't really do too much damage. I guess it was kind of more of a surprise attack than anything. The Raijin crew ended up shielding Ichiya. He probably would have been hurt quite badly, seeing as how, he was like had his guard down and everything. So, yeah, I would have thought he'd get hurt quite a bit, so that's obviously why they kind of protected him. But that also kind of came into the thing of, we're sorry we left you, we didn't say anything, but we're still a part of your guild kind of thing. They still got that guild bond. But yeah, after this we ended up seeing Wahl and his real body, and boy, like I was saying earlier, his magic is really interesting, being able to create machines. He kind of like ended up creating his own, I want to say Jupiter cannon like thing, because it was kind of in the same kind of vein as it. It was a antimatter cannon, something like that. Damn, his magic blows me away. It's just like there's so many possibilities that he could end up doing. It's like, hell, he could create an entire armada of tanks or something along them lines and just barrel straight through Fairy Tail. He probably has like, I swear, all the Spriggans, they seem like they have enough power to take out the entire guild by themselves. And Fairy Tail, they're no pushover guild, as we know. But yeah, I now get to see why Makarov is just like, yeah, these Spriggans are not ones to screw with. So yeah, anyway, with this like antimatter cannon, he ended up taking a shot from over 30 kilometers away. It was supposed to destroy Fairy Tail. It's a little debatable, seeing as how Ichiya used his ship to block the attack, and sure, his ship was destroyed, but I'm not too sure, because obviously the fact is Ichiya obviously survived that, and his whole communications network was all working and everything. So it's debatable how much damage it really would have done to Fairy Tail. Obviously, it probably would have destroyed the guild itself, but I don't know about hurting people, because obviously you don't want to write into your main characters getting all hurt beforehand. But anyway, obviously, as I said, Ichiya ended up opening his comms network and announced to all the fiore to basically help with this fight. So yeah, that was pretty much that chapter. Like I said, there wasn't really too much going on as like to progress like in that chapter itself, but it does overall progress the story. Makes me super excited as what's to come, because obviously we did get to see Sabretooth, Pegasus, Cerberus, and Mermaid Hill all getting ready to join, like gear up to join into the battle. And now, like I said, this is really what I have been waiting for. Everyone coming together into this war. It's going to lead into some really interesting matchups. I'm kind of obviously hoping that all the big players do kind of get their own fights. Like they get some memorable characters, not just kind of fighting a bunch of cannon fodder. I mean, kind of like, obviously, Ajil, he had his generals, but maybe more powerful than them, because they ended up being pushovers in the end. Them two did get taken out really, really quickly, but I would rather have them kind of like fighting some, obviously the main Spriggans, the Spriggans generals and lieutenants, them lot, instead of seeing like these big 5-on-1 battles. It'd just be a bit too chaotic. I like the 1-on-1 battles, it's more intimate and it kind of does show a bit more growth, but even 2-on-1 is fine, but just not 5-on-1 or something stupid like that. It's too many. But hell, I guess this kind of does now open the door for Agneoga to come in with his little army of dragons, if he has an army of dragons, it would kind of be a pretty cool reveal if, you know, the whole full battles are raging on, everyone's kind of like winning, losing, winning, drawing, stuff like that, and the next thing the sky just goes completely black as all the dragons descend. It's like, oh crap, like we didn't have enough to deal with, now we got to deal with this as well. And then you got Zeref just smiling, just like, yeah, here we go, this is it. But yeah, overall, like I said, this chapter's kind of one of them connecting chapters. Not really too much action, but it did move the story along really, really nicely. And yeah, it just built up my excitement back from obviously the end of last week, which was just kind of a bit of a, you know, sour taste kind of thing. This one here did kind of revive that excitement for what's to come. So yeah, bring on the next few chapters. Let's see who's going to join into what battles and who's fighting who. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up from me, guys. You know the usual thing to do at the end of these. Let me know what you thought about this chapter in the comment section below. What are your ideal matchups? Who do you want to see fighting who? Let me know all that stuff in the comment section. And as usual, don't forget to check out other things on the channel. So I'll see you next time.